You are listening to an interview with a featured Pride of Dakota member.
Hi, this is Sarah Couch, and today I'm sitting down with Deanna Kittleson with Sunny Sense. Welcome, Deanna.
Hi.
So tell us about your business.
Well, I do wax-scented air fresheners. I do bears or different kind of animals. You take and you melt wax and scent it, and then you dip the animal in it. So you have an air freshener without the burning.
Oh, very cool.
And I have NFL football bears that I just did, that you take the helmet and make it whatever team you want.
Oh, that's really cool. So how did you get into that sort of business?
I had an aunt who came from California, or from North Carolina, and she had brought one, and I thought, well, that's kind of cool. And I was an at-home mom at the time and kind of looking for something to do. And somebody approached me at church and wanted one, and I said, well, I don't know if I'm doing it. And so that's kind of how it started. And then I added on the soy lotions and soaps, and that's how it began.
So was it a hard process to learn, or?
No, really easy.
Really easy?
No.
And how much time does it take you to make your products?
If I do just one bear, I can probably have it done, and you can wax them about 5 minutes, but then it's the setting up time, and like if you want to know how you want to decorate them, because I do them all differently. And the hardest part is deciding what smells to do when you don't have an order to decide what. Yeah, that's difficult.
So it's easy if somebody has a scent in mind and says,
if somebody tells you what they want, it's a lot easier. If you're getting ready for a show, it's a lot harder.
Yeah.
Yep.
I want a bunny smell like cinnamon or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So what kind of scents do you?
I have over 100 smells. Cinnamon, vanilla, applejack and peel, a downpour. Gain is a good one.
Oh, wow.
People like clean. Yeah. Vanilla, of course. Chestnuts and brown sugar, very popular. So manly smells.
So you purchase the stuffed animals and then dip them, is that correct?
Yep.
So any kind of animal?
I've done almost everything. Yeah, you kind of got a little of everything. Yeah.
So what are the most popular ones you find people requesting?
Puppies. Cats are a good one. I have, dogs. Those are the biggest. I mean, I had giraffes. I sold giraffes. Any animal, it seems like people like penguins are huge. Yeah, I do
love penguins. Yeah.
Yes, I sold, I think, all my penguins. Yep.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
And so you said you do some lotions?
I do. I do soy-based lotions and soaps and lip balm and spray. And I was just telling the gentleman, my neighbor gave me a compliment on my lotions. And she said it's better than Bath and Body. But the soy, it stays with you. You can put it on, go wash your hands, and it's still there. And so and it's not greasy. And you can pick your smells too, So it's kind of nice because you can pick what you want. You can pick your size. And then I have foam also. So, yeah.
So how did you start doing that prior to the
When I started
wax?
with the wax and the bears are also soy wax also. And on that site, they had a soy-based lotion. And I always knew in the back of my mind, I wanted something that was consumable to kind of help more with my business rather than just the air fresheners.
Sure.
Yep.
And so you kind of self-taught making of the
you just kind
lotions?
of take the things they say and use it and kind of do your own thing. And
how long have you been in business then?
February will be 3 years.
Okay.
Yep.
So you work a lot with soy. What is the benefit of using soy products?
For one, you don't have the antibacterial. You want your natural body to do what it needs to do. And to me, that I know I've had people request not antibacterial because your body can't do what it's supposed to do. Sometimes it interferes with. And then I know people with really dry skin, it definitely, like my daughter has some eczema on her nose and it doesn't burn her.
Okay, so it's gentler to the skin?
Yeah, I believe. To me personally, I think it's gentler.
And so with the soy products, do you add scents and fragrances
I add
those?
the scents and the coloring and yep. So, people can say, well, I want this smell, but I don't want color. I may have colored it and they said, I don't want that. Or they can just get the unscented, and I know people that are trying like the lip balm and the lotions unscented for those that are sensitive. And some people it is just a certain ingredient, but you don't know until you try.
And so you can do custom soaps for people, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that a big part of your business?
I don't know. I think the biggest thing for me right now is probably the waxed air fresheners. A lot of people, I have such a big variety, of scents that I make up that most people haven't really requested anything, maybe size, but not the scent.
So are you doing all this out of your home then?
I am. I have a very small room that needs to be bigger. And It's
And it's filled with animals, with wax
stuffed
figures?
animals and you name it. Yeah, you can't move. It's kind of overwhelming sometimes.
So you touched a little bit on the process of making the stuffed animals, or the wax animals. How long does that all take?
If I do a lotion, I have to print out the labels and I bottle it and do everything myself. If I know what I need to do, sometimes the labels are actually the longest process because I have to switch out labels. But I can make a lotion up in 5-10 minutes. If I know what I need to do and I can just do it. Doing the waxed animals, I can knock out 14 bears if I know what I'm doing and they're all ready to go. In a day, I can do quite a few if I have in mind exactly what I need to do.
So how do you go about selling your products then?
For me, it started just with doing vendor shows and then, word of mouth, people giving them as gifts. Most people give them as gifts and don't buy them for themselves, actually. And then I just signed up with Pride of Dakota this year. So that the Bismarck one, I believe definitely is going to be very beneficial. I had a lady contact me from Grand Forks that wanted a small business and she ordered things for her daughter for Christmas, which was exciting. And then I had the wholesale. I didn't get to do it this year, but I had people at the one in Dickinson. I had a gal contact me from Green Drug. And recently here I got an email, and honestly, I'm not sure where they got my information from the Buffalo Museum. And they would like to do wholesale with me also. So that was pretty exciting. And it's kind of word of mouth. I had done a homeschool convention where we brought something for the auction. And I don't know if that's how she got the information or just
doesn't matter. It's all good.
It's
right?
Word of mouth is the biggest.
So how did you think the Bismarck show went for you?
Very well. I was very pleased. Yeah. Dickinson was not so good for me. So it was kind of like not knowing what was going to happen, but I was very pleased. Yeah.
Yeah. Bismarck was a pretty intense show.
It was. I didn't sit down on Saturday.
Yeah. It was busy.
That was good.
So do you have a website or how?
I do. I have a website that I made and it's always a work in progress, but if there's something on there, I tell people if there's something you want, you don't see it, just email me and ask. Because a lot of times people say, well, do you have a tiger or whatever? And then I'll just order it. It's easier, if you know what someone wants. And the more I'm doing it, the more I'm understanding what animals sell and what people are looking for. Just from doing the Bismarck show, it definitely gave me, penguins are big. People like penguins. And the animals sold. Yep.
So do you have any new products coming up or?
I'm like telling myself I need to focus on what I've got. And I'm learning like gift sets. I'm learning what things don't work. So, kind of revamping and yeah. Now, right now on the top of my head, no, I've got from bath salts to lip balm to lotions and soaps and.
You got your hands full, huh?
Yeah. I've thought about doing a bubble bath.
Okay.
We'll see.
So what is your website address and how do people check you out?
SunnySenseSoy.com.
Okay.
Yep.
And they can check you out there, and they can. Do you have the retail stores that carry your product? Are they listed? On there,
not a lot yet, no, because I haven't gotten. We're just starting that, so.
Excellent. Well, it's been fun visiting with you today, Deanna. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
To learn more about this featured Pride of Dakota member, visit our website, prideofdakota.com. To become a featured Pride of Dakota member, send an email to prideofdakota@gmail.com. To listen to the full podcast of North Dakota Now, click on the podcast link on our website, prideofdakota.com. Thanks for listening.